Okay, so today is Monday, the 7th, I think, of February. It's been almost a week since Mom died, and I haven't been on here since last Wednesday. Honestly, a lot has been going on, and some of it has been comforting and not really pleasant, but whatever it is. And then some of it's been really distressing. So, the first really distressing thing that happened was when Gina got all upset with me and accused me of not calling her to notify her that Mom had died when I did. And then, as she is so wont to do, she is like, I called Verizon and I have the receipts. You didn't call me. And I just was dumbfounded. Like, I just couldn't believe that Mom had just died and she is focusing all her attention on trying to prove that I didn't call her when I did. And maybe if she answered her phone when I called, maybe if she returned phone calls when I called, maybe if there wasn't such a well established pattern of, not being able to communicate with her on a regular basis, on a consistent basis, when I, getting a hold of her when I needed to, whatever. I just assumed she would see the missed call and call me back. And I really didn't want to disturb her at work. She just got hired at Toot and Totem. I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. And I didn't want to break this news to her on her second day of work before she went to work or in her office at work. So anyway, that was ugly and unpleasant and hurtful. And then I had to schedule the funeral. And I wanted to schedule it for Saturday the 19th. And Justin Shoemaker, Rachel's husband, his mother died about a week before Mom. And their memorial service was already planned for that day. So we couldn't do that day. And when I told the church that we needed to do either the day before or the day after, the church said 2:00 on Friday the 18th, which is Brody's birthday. But, there are a lot of people to be accommodated, including the church's schedule. And so that's when it was set. And Gina took offense to that and was making a huge deal out of that. And instead of just telling Brody, I'm sorry, we lost our great grandma. This is just how it is. And we'll go out later. And I told her, after on Friday evening, we can all go to Synergy together and do laser tag and make a big deal for Brody for his birthday and end the day on the positive note. And she's like, no, I'll take care of it like I always do. And I'm thinking, all right, whatever. But it was hurtful and it was a drain on my energy. And so it just made all the other things that I needed to do more difficult. And it was unpleasant. And I'm sorry, I tried to be as compassionate towards her as I could possibly be, but she was being unreasonable. And there's no convincing her of that. But she was being unreasonable. Like, we can't cater everything that happens after Mom died to Gina and her schedule. I'm sorry that there are other people whose needs have to be considered. But there are. And she seemed a little upset when I told her there would be no viewing, that the body was going to be cremated. But for fuck's sake, she certainly could have gone and seen her any time in the last 2 years, except for the 6 months they were shut down for COVID. There were many, many, many times she could have gone. If she wanted to see mother, she had plenty of opportunities. And even though I understand why she chose not to go, and I didn't give her a hard time about it, her or Aaron, I understand. Believe me, I understand. It is difficult to go there. It is, I know. And so they made their choice, and that's fine. But spare me the outrage now, honestly. So that was on Wednesday and Thursday. It snowed, obviously, here and in Amarillo. We were snowed in. There was no classes on Thursday. Thank goodness. I thought I could go teach. And after I went today and taught, there was no way I could have fucking taught on Thursday. I cried. I lost my cool several times in class. And, I didn't like break down sobbing, but I don't think I could have done it on Thursday. I think I was just still kind of in shock of it all. And then with everything being snowed in and just being stuck in the house and not able to go anywhere, I just it was just really hard. I didn't do really, I called, had to take care of business for Mom, had to talk to the funeral home, had to talk to the church, all those things, whatever. I did those things. I cooked food and that I had bought before the snowstorm hit. But I just felt really isolated. And so I was here in my house alone when I got the news about Mom passing. And I was here by myself for the next 6 days, basically. Well, no, that's not true. I did go up to my office last Friday to check some emails and communicate with some students. And I think I was supposed to do some recordings, but I don't think I did them. But so I don't think Eddie's going to come to the funeral. I've only talked to him once since Mom died. Andrea's called me several times to check in, but I think Eddie is not calling me because I wanted him to come and he's not coming. But Mom's service is going to be nice, and that's all that matters. And if I sit by myself and nobody talks to me the whole fucking time and it's just me and Mom, then that's just fine with me. That's just fine. I think Andrew's going to be there and Rachel's going to be there for sure, I know, and Justin. I guess Sam and Hannah will be there, I hope. Patsy Burge called me today and was like, "Oh, I just kind of lost touch with your mom." It's okay, that's not how she remembered it. That's not the story she told me, but okay. It's good to hear from you now, and it's good to remember those old times. And so thank you for calling, and she's planning to be at the funeral, and that'll be good. I'm not going to try to take anything away from her. Anyway, I got to get up early in the morning and finish writing the obituary. That ended up being trying to make sense of Mom's notes and put it into order into a coherent obituary. I should have done it months ago. I just didn't want to think about it. I just didn't want to think about her being gone. I thought I was on top of all this stuff, and I was just kind of keeping it off over there, just kind of pushing it away. The grief just comes and goes. It just comes and goes like waves, and I don't really know when it's going to happen. It just happens. So the funeral's Friday, the 18th at 2 o'clock. I don't know how many days I'm going to be in Amarillo that week, but I suspect that I am going to need to be, I'm probably going to have to cancel a few classes, like probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of that week. I feel a little guilty that I won't be there the whole entire time with Jack and Smitty, but, you know, I have already devoted a whole day basically to death certificate information, and I still got more phone calls I need to make tomorrow. I thought I would have time to make them today. I was talking to students. I need to call Big Spring and put a death notice in the newspaper. I should go online. I bet I could do that online. But first I have to finish the obituary. That's the first thing. I did a lot of it, but I still need to add her work history and the part about the parties that she had. I don't know what else to add. So I think I'm just going to do those things in the morning. Add those, send it out to Smitty and Jack. Let them look it over one more time. Smitty didn't have any feedback on it. But yeah, Rachel even reached out to me. Rachel Howell reached out to me and offered to help with the services. Our family is still so fucked up. I need to call Dad and Lynn and tell them when the funeral's supposed to be. So, anyway, I guess we reap what we sow. And my parents reaped a dysfunctional, fragmented family. And then I got more of the same. And Gina, she's going to have more of the same. And so it goes. Maybe Eddie will have some sort of sense of family with Andrea's family since they live down there. But he doesn't have any connections to his own birth family on his father's side or my side. None. It's sad. It makes me sad. I wanted things to be different for my kids, and I failed them. So anyway, this is a lot longer than I intended for it to be. That's it. That's all I'm going to say tonight. Goodbye.